I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get this. There's no more slate to get to, just two. What's up, everybody? Hope you all enjoyed your Tuesday night. Want to give a special shout out to the New York. Oh, by the way, sorry I'm a few minutes late. I was arguing with I was debating the Rams Seahawks game over on the SGPN channel. I was a guest over there, and we talked about Thursday Night Football for a minute. It went a little bit longer, but anyway, yeah. Shout out to the New York Knicks. Man, that was awesome. That was such a fun game to watch. Couple things to take away. Number one, still the same cardiac Knicks. You can't kill that team. It's gotten to the point where when I'm watching the Knicks play, they could be down 12 at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and I'm not going to say I'm not worried. Like, oh, I know they're coming back, but like, I'm really not sweating it. Like, I still look at the game as 50-50. That team is just never quits, and they can crawl their way back into any single game. So, shout out to the Knicks. I truly believe they're one of the best teams in the NBA right now. Obviously, you got Oklahoma City up there. Spurs are a good team. That was a very impressive first half. Knicks were lucky to only be down a couple points there at half. Spurs are going to be strong, but the Knicks are right up there, man. So I'm pretty pumped about that. Also, look, I know everyone loves to hate on the NBA, and honestly, some of the hate is funny. That was awesome. And here's the thing. People get held up on, the NBA Cup is stupid. Who cares? Who cares about the NBA Cup? If the game is good, you can call it the fairy dust merry-go-round bowl. I don't give a shit what it's called or like what the concept is. Is the game fun or not? If the game's fun, I don't care about like the lore surrounding it. You know what I'm saying? And the NBA Cup games were awesome. The basketball was awesome. Now, whether or not I think the idea of the cup is cool, I don't really even care. Like I don't know. I don't care. I know that the games played were awesome and very entertaining. So I say it's a net positive. I don't really care about like just the chatter, you know, like someone thinks the idea is stupid. Who cares? The basketball game's awesome. So I don't care. You watched it, right, Toast?
Yeah, I was letting you finish your somewhat rant, but yeah, I mean, I don't really watch NBA games, far and few between, but I watched that game start to finish. I thought the Spurs young point guards, Vassell and the other guy, I think that was really cool. They were really athletic. That was a really, really fun watch. I mean, a couple of the plays that Kolek made at the end, that was really fun because he's a big Marquette guy, but yeah, that was a really fun basketball game to watch. I don't care about, like I said, I don't care about the NBA or the NBA Cup at that, but that was two really good basketball teams, or at least tonight playing well.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And you know what? Let's give another shout out to Knoxville. I got to say, moving forward, as we get into January, it's going to be tough to get me to trust that Tennessee offense in a big game. That was very stale for a lot of that game.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think Louisville's that good. Like, I really don't. I think that they're like Kentucky. Trevor likes to hate on Kentucky about shooting threes and stuff. Kentucky ends up being like really bad, so that's not really a good point. But Louisville's like that. If they can't shoot threes, that's why I brought up the second chance points and the points in the paint, because if they're not making their threes, they're not doing anything.
Yeah, so the Tennessee defense really, really stepped up, and it was looking a little shaky early. I feel like they're getting a little bit lucky, and also Louisville, I just pulled it up, 7 of 34 from 3. That certainly helps, but yeah, the Tennessee offense for a lot of that game, I was like, dude, this team has no offensive identity.
And that Louisville's 3-point numbers are kind of bad because at the end of the game, they were just chucking.
Yeah, they were chucking, yep.
I mean, again, they missed those shots, but they were like gym jumpers, just whatever. I'm shooting it. Yeah, so.
All right, so this will be a quick one. It's just me and Toast. Spoon went to sleep because I was running a few minutes late, and then TV Jones is sick. He's really sick, right? He's not playing hooky?
No, he's sick because he didn't do his show either.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he would lie to us about that either. But
yeah, I don't think he would care enough to lie about that.
If you guys want to know, his quote was, "I haven't been able to hit my vape in 2 days. Kill me." That's exactly what he said to me. So
I actually, he sent that to the group chat. I saw that too.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So
let's start with the Big East. Xavier Lang. all I've heard for the last few weeks was TV Jones tell me how bad Xavier is, and now they're laying to Creighton.
Yes, I think that I think he started to turn the page a little bit on Xavier. I could be wrong, but I think he did start to turn the page a little bit. But I think this is more of an Creighton being pretty damn bad. I know that Creighton has played a really good schedule, and that's like a top 40, I think it is off the top of my head, 40 schedule. So again, it's not like they're playing a 300 level or 200 level schedule and still getting they're losing to Gonzaga on the road, Baylor and Iowa State on neutrals, Nebraska, who's 11-0 right now on the road. The Kansas State game at home was the one that surprised me. I had bet Creighton in that game. Obviously it lost. They lost outright, but they were never in that game at any point. And now they're going to have to come on the road to, and I will give you that it's a little bit of, Xavier's probably a little bit of a step down in competition, but Xavier's started to play really well. I mean, they had a couple tough losses to start the year. One to Santa Clara, who's a pretty damn good basketball team and an experienced one at that. So with a new coach and all new players and stuff with Pitino, I kind of give them a little bit of a break there. Then they face Iowa, an Iowa team that's a top 25, Ben McCollum there. Everybody, obviously that's a good basketball team. They lost that game on the road as well. And then they lost to Georgia, who's quietly a top 25 basketball team as well. Shout out to Andy. Not that they have any like super impressive wins. I'm not trying to make that case, but we're only laying 1.5 here. And like I talked about, I just don't think that Creighton's good because take away their schedule, they're not competitive in a lot of these games. And it would be different if they're losing one possession games or something like that, but they're losing like every game. When they do lose, it seems like by double digits or damn near close to it. I mean, Owen Freeman was supposed to take Kalkbrenner's spot, and he's been an absolute no-show. So you're relying on guys like Nick Graves and Blake Harper. Like, I just don't see where there's any advantage for Creighton in this basketball game. I mean, I think that maybe the Creighton defense is just a tiny bit better, but they don't force turnovers at all. And Xavier is one of the best teams in the country and not turning the basketball over, on top of the fact that I will give you that the Xavier offense can look stagnant at times, but they can shoot the 3 ball at a top 75 rate, and they're going to be at home here. And the Xavier defense is really starting to turn it on. So I think this is a cheap price. If you can get Xavier under 3, I've already bet it. I got a cheap price on the money line a little bit earlier, but I made Xavier -4. So anything under 3, I would definitely still bet Xavier.
Jacob's in the comments. Sports Science is Jacob saying Xavier's been playing the last 5. He said Xavier money line, so he's on the Xavier side as well.
The Cincinnati win was really impressive to me because that Cincinnati, even that game was at home as well. But Cincinnati not good offensively, but Cincinnati really good defensively, and they really clamped down. They really played well in that game.
Rishi in the comments said, "Can you move?" He says, "Can you move the subscribe now button?" Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, dude, just scroll. Oh, I see. So he's saying, oh, I guess am I able to move that subscribe now? I think I can. I think I can fix that. All right, let's move on to the next one. I think I have to do it in Restream. Oakland, Northern Kentucky. You picked this game?
Yeah, I did actually. Why? Because the slate is kind of small, and it's actually 2 pretty decent teams for the slate. Actually, I lean Northern Kentucky here. I understand that Oakland has played a really, really good schedule, but at the same time, they're still playing another road game, which I don't think is another good spot. I mean, they just got done playing Northern Iowa, a team that I think going into that game, I thought they had a really good chance of winning that game. And obviously they lost, but they were really not competitive in that game. And that's what bothers me here. I don't know if the schedule has got to this Oakland team, but Oakland also has Michigan State on deck, which I know that I'm not trying to make a case that Oakland's going to beat Michigan State, but that's like a really good big game for Campy and Izzo. They're like best friends. So I don't know. There's just a lot of things leaning towards Northern Kentucky for me. The Oakland defense hasn't been able to show up at all. Again, they've played a really, really bad schedule, but the Northern Kentucky offense has actually been pretty well. They're one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country, and they don't really rely on the 3 ball, which is obviously good, especially when you're playing at home. So I think the line continues to move in Northern Kentucky's way. I think that's for a reason. So I lean the home team here, and maybe you can play Oakland when they play Sparty in a little bit of a get-up spot for them. But I think the line continuing to move is all telling for me.
No, I don't like it.
I mean, either.
No, I don't mean like I'm trying to bet Oakland. I'm saying like, no, I'm not telling you.
No,
Oh, Penny is a dog?
Yeah. So, I'll be on Memphis here. I was thinking about firing at 7.5. I think Pinnacle has it at 8, as you can see on your screen right now. So I'm hoping that 8s pop up sooner or later. I would assume they do because Vanderbilt's a really good basketball team. There's no question about that. Who have they beat, though? I mean, that's kind of like my question. This will be a road game for them in Memphis. And like Kyle just mentioned, I mean, Penny as a dog has been really, really good over the last couple of years. I don't have the numbers in front of me. Maybe somebody in the comments does, but it's been very, very profitable. I know that. And on top of the fact, I think I know both of these teams have been really good ATS this year. I think Memphis just a little bit better. But regardless, Vanderbilt has a really good story, and they've played really, really well. Like I said, I don't really know who their best win would be. I guess VCU or SMU. Both those teams are in St. Mary's, but the St. Mary's game was third game in 3 days and very similar to Gonzaga. I mean, I guess you can call it West Coast bias, but anytime that there's those 3 games in 3 days and the team gets blown out, I don't really put too much stock in it. But I mean, we just saw Gonzaga finish off or go on the road and finish off multiple teams as well. So it's not like I don't think it's like a big down spot. And St. Mary's went on the road or went home and beat Davidson up as well. So I'm not really worried about that. But my point is that you have this Memphis team that has played a really, really good schedule. I mean, again, you can also say who's their best win. It would be Baylor at 33. But Louisville, they played Wake Forest, they played Purdue, they played UNLV, they played Mississippi. San Francisco's a top 100 team as well. This is a 10th best schedule in the country so far. And I think that you're asking a lot to lay multiple possessions with Vanderbilt here. And they're going to play the same type of style that Memphis is comfortable playing. I mean, Memphis is comfortable playing with pace. Vanderbilt runs a little bit faster pace, yes. But I think that these Memphis guards with Sincere Parker and Doug McDaniel, I think they can handle that. I think they want to run with these guys. And I think that if you're catching multiple possessions here at home, I think this is a really good bet with Memphis. So I haven't bet it yet. I'm 100% going to bet Memphis. If the line starts to go towards 7 or anything like that, I'll jump on the 7.5s. But I think this is going to go up a little bit.
Napolitano in the comments says Vandy's due for a loss. They're still undefeated at 10-0. You want to go with due?
I wouldn't say due. I wouldn't play Memphis money line confidently. I can tell you that. So I don't know if they
couldn't you say they were due for a loss at 8-0?
Yeah, sure.
South Florida, Alabama.
Over points over 181. I think 181.5 still available on FanDuel.
181?
Yes.
Hell no.
He said hell no. The key number here for me is 80. Are we going to get 80 or more possessions? Because both of these teams played a blistering pace, and when these teams have hit 80 possessions or more, or very close to that, especially with Alabama, they've went over this number. And both these teams, whether it be South Florida and Alabama, are in really good spots. South Florida starting to play some pretty decent basketball. Again, when they have stepped up in competition, it hasn't been great, but that's I think that's good for points here with this Alabama team coming off of an embarrassing loss to Arizona. That game wasn't at home. This game is an actual home game. The Arizona game was on a neutral. I don't know how far it is away from their campus, but whatever. It's like a semi-home game. But regardless, they got absolutely blown out in that second half. And yeah, Arizona is a really, really good basketball game. But we've seen Alabama lose twice this year. Their second game, or the first time that they lost to Purdue, they came back home, or they went on the road and scored 90 against Illinois. Then they lost to Gonzaga on a neutral. They came back and scored 115 on UNLV. They've scored over 100, I think, 3 times now. They've scored 95 or more, I think, in like 5 of their games. So I'm pretty sure Alabama puts up 100. My original lean was Alabama team total over, but at 181, and you have this South Florida team that runs at a top 15 pace as well. They don't really rely on the 3 ball, so they're going to be getting up and down. I think they're really going to be getting up and down the floor, and we're going to see a lot of easy layups in this game, or uncontested layups because of the transition. Both these teams are extremely good at shooting free throws as well. I think this is like a playground type of game where we see a whole bunch and we see 80 plus possessions, and we see a game like we saw South Florida play with Western Kentucky, where it was 97-91, or when they went on the road. A better one would be when they went on the road to Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, another team that plays with pace like Alabama. That game was 103-95, Oklahoma State. So, yeah, it would be over for me.
South Florida also played 108-89 game against Kennesaw as well.
Yep. And another game that was 80 possessions total. So, as long as I think that we get to 80 possessions, if we get to 80 possessions, I think we go over that number.
Another Big East game, Georgetown, Marquette.
Yeah, I guess I don't understand this number. It continues to climb. I know there's some 5.5s popping up, I'm pretty sure as well. I don't think that Marquette's very good. Not that I'm trying to like pound the table and think and say that Georgetown is really good, because they really haven't played anybody. So that's why they have a 7-3 record. And Marquette's played like a, I don't know, top 150 schedule or whatnot. But Marquette just doesn't look that good. And like I said, they're losing really bad. When they do lose, they lose really bad, or at least they have the last couple of times. Or when they've stepped up in competition, it's been really bad. So they played Oklahoma kind of close. They played Dayton somewhat close, Maryland somewhat close. But when they played good teams like Purdue, Wisconsin, Indiana, they got absolutely floored. And I'm not trying to make a case that Georgetown's those three teams, but they're a pretty damn decent basketball team in my opinion. The Big East is down this year, but I don't think they're in. Yeah, the Big East is down this year, but I don't think that they're at the bottom of the East.
Marquette is down.
Yeah, Marquette is down a lot, but that's why I'm saying, like, I don't understand why this number continues to climb. So if Marquette just absolutely just bounces back after 2 terrible losses on the road at home, I guess so be it. But I'm going to let this number climb. If I can get a 6 with Georgetown, I'm going to take it. I just don't get it. I don't see any huge crazy advantage. Georgetown doesn't turn the basketball over at all. I mean, maybe you can argue that they haven't seen a Marquette defense like this, but again, a Georgetown team that's not going to rely on the 3-point shot, that's going to take it and try to run that clock as much as possible and rack up the fouls. I just don't see how Marquette, I don't see how this number continues to climb. Maybe Marquette is like a 2.5-point favorite, sure, but approaching 6, that doesn't even make sense to me.
Someone said, why didn't I upload any bowl picks? I'm not uploading videos for these first few bowl games. I was getting all my NBA stuff squared away so I could start doing NBA on the show. So I didn't have time to do it all. I keep saying like, oh, I'm going to get into the NBA, but then when there was the conference championship weekend, and now it's the playoff, and if I do videos for every single bowl game, we're going to be in January, and I'm still not comfortable not seeing any edges in the NBA. So yeah, something had to give there. I didn't like any of those first few bowl games anyway. I had no idea. I didn't have any bets in them. I did have Knicks, though. Shout out Knicks. All right, everyone. Yeah, have a great night. Be back tomorrow, uploading Thursday Night Football video, college football playoff games coming up. Yeah, everyone have a good night. See you all tomorrow.
Have a good night.